Now, I was unaware that Nature Boy was still speaking from jail. Now, I know a few times I did find on his IG page a couple of, I wouldn't say interviews, but people who support him that we know from social media that either ride with him, that we've seen in some of his videos. He may have stayed with them, lived with them. I'm saying, for example, like Cookie or Anna, who spoke up for him in court, and some channel holders. However, I saw this early this morning. I want to assume that the jail phone call was made Sunday, and they spoke with this channel holder. Shout out to Truth Teller, the Truth Speaker. Please go subscribe to his channel. He does different content on a lot of social media influences, in particular on Big O. But he also keeps us updated on what's said about Nature Boy, what's going on with panels that Proper Nation people are on, like the other day when the girls were on Ebby May's panel with Brandon Keys. He had that on his channel. So he's very informative. He keeps us updated with what's going on. But it seems to me that they had a phone call. I don't know what day it was. I'm just guessing it was yesterday. I don't want people to say, well, no, I spoke to him and he told me it was on Tuesday. I don't know what day it was, and I don't care what day it was. That's not the point of this video. I just was unaware at this point that Nature Boy was still in communication, speaking to people where people are allowed to record what he's saying, and for us to get his perspective now that he has been indicted. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When I listen to, and I'm going to let you listen to, a couple of seconds of what he has to say. But I'm going to be honest with you. For somebody who just got indicted, and all of them are felonies, one is a serious felony, the R charge, he has really taught himself to fake it till you make it. This dude was having a full-blown conversation, and in my opinion, he sounded like someone who is the least bit worried about being indicted. That's just the way he sounded. Now, he talked about his living conditions, his father's being on 24-hour lockdown because of the pandemic. They're not allowed to be in close, proximity of each other. The jail afraid of spreading the pandemic all around. And I know of a place in my state that 95% of the prison was infected by this pandemic. So, and a lot of them, they were saying, were from the COs that were bringing it in off the streets. So, okay, I could understand that. So it's not like, okay, they're treating him this way because he hasn't been indicted, but they're trying to treat him like he's guilty already.
No, like I've been 24-hour lockdown because in here. I've been in this pod, and most time in my cell, and no outside. I haven't seen the outside smell fresh air in like four months, now.
I was kind of getting from the conversation like he still felt, because he is in for these serious charges, that people are trying to treat him this way because of them feeling like he's guilty. Not knowing that this is just the proper protocol just to keep people safe inside of that jail. Again, we all know that Nature Boy is not all the way innocent. I really don't speak too much on the R charge that's against him. I know that he's many things. I don't really see that, or should feel as though that is one of the charges that should be sticking, or maybe even should be on the docket. But that's just my opinion. Now, do I think he's all the way innocent? No, not at all. He incriminated himself first and foremost by recording all of this.
But I'm drinking tap water. out the sink every day. You know, I push a button to take my shower. You know, I'm in the cell, and but my wives is holding me down, and that's what really my family, True, holding me down. Juju holding me down. There's a lot of people that support me. Anna, she holding me down. Like a lot of people, Allegation hit me up on a regular basis. They make sure that I'm eating. They make sure that that somebody answers his phone, that they're there for me emotionally. They holding me down.
And a lot of the evidence that is brought up against him, I know he's going to go down of the Hall of Fame of the biggest idiot that ever committed a crime by recording everything that he did that could be considered inhumane. And it's definitely considered inhumane because it's something that you shared that happened behind closed doors. You thought it was okay to share this with the public, even if a lot of the selfish acts that you were doing to these people were inhumane. You still did it, and you thought it was okay. So to me, that raises a problem. I feel as though in the court system, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna jam them up. You know, who records this sort of behavior and doesn't think that they're gonna go through any repercussions for their actions? Now, he did say that, you know, I feel as though if you feel like I needed help, that's what you should have did for me. But I guess basically he's saying what I was saying. But to throw me away like an animal is different. This is not where I should be. But if you know that you needed help, because I feel like everyone knows when there's something not quite right. But a lot of us that are going through these circumstances, a lot of people don't want to get the help that they need. And that's how you end up like Natureboy ended up in jail. And, you're being a master teacher and the Messiah and God to everyone else. Why can't you be that master teacher? Decipher for yourself what you're doing to your own life. Because sometimes things that we give advice on to others are advice that we need to take ourselves, is what I'm basically trying to say. And before sometimes we can give that advice, we have to apply that advice in our life, our real life, before we can help heal anybody else. And I think that's what's the problem now with these people, is that they're not healing and they are trying to give advice that they need to take. They all have a problem with doing this. They want to give advice, but they were taking advice from a narcissist crazy man. And now they want to get up here and speak the knowledge and uplift the community after what we saw them endure in their life. So it's like, how do you really take somebody like that serious? And this goes back to why Natureboy right now is not free, because it's like the courts are looking at it the same way. How can we take you serious with all of the stuff that you've done to people? If we let you out, is it going to be something that's going to, be thrown back on us? Because you're a liability, you might get out and strike again. These are all the chances I don't think that the court system is trying not to take at this time. They don't want to be held responsible for letting this man out, and he needs to be locked up and sitting with himself. So he has to understand, you force these people to record all your illegal activities. You put people in your life, and like they all say, the old saying goes, when you put them in your life or put them, in your business, they stay in your business. And now these people are in your business and you can't get them out. Now, if you're a man that's been to prison and locked down and this and that, you about that life, you should already know it's easy to get in trouble and it's hard to get out. And the best advice you should be giving to yourself, or anyone could give to each other, is to stay out of trouble in the beginning, so you don't end up like Natureboy ended up. So that's truly on Natureboy what's going on with him right now. It's really truly on Natureboy for what's going on with him. And he has to understand this because, you know, what he was doing is not considered normal to anybody. And he might say that people are judging him without getting to know him. But we only saw the negativity. You know, the cruel things that he's over there doing that he allowed himself to share that was going on in his household. So he can't honestly be mad at how people are looking at him right now. Because, you know, this is a mess. The charges against him are crazy. You know, and a lot of us probably think, including, you know, this channel holder that he spoke to, you know, from jail that took his collect call. You know, they think he's innocent. To each his own. However, Natureboy, if given another chance, I'm not saying another chance like he's going to get out in a couple of months, but even if he gets time, but it's not a lot of time, he better play his cards right, because going forth, this is a daily reminder that they are watching what he's doing.